Welcome to episode 122 of Regen Rovers. Now initially my plan was this episode would be the start of our Premier League season, but we have had some major news, as you can probably tell from the video title, and a few of you were asking about maybe doing a pre-season special, showing a little bit of pre-season, show some of the new transfers coming in, some pre-season games, etc. I'm not going to show the entirety of pre-season in this video. I've already played through quite a bit, but you're going to see some of it, and of course I need to tell you about the big news. So upon getting promotion to the Premier League, we knew that we were going to have to either expand our stadium incredibly quickly or move stadiums. Now unfortunately, the board, in all their wisdom, have decided to relocate the club temporarily to Luton Town. Although there's no real end date to that move, because I then went to the board and asked for the stadium plumbing park to be expanded, but there wasn't that option there. There was no option to expand plumbing park, so it seemed that we were just moving to Luton Town until I don't know when. There was no end date to this move, which is just stupid, because have a look at this. Why on earth are we moving to Luton to play our home games? It is ridiculous. You know, it's an hour and 25 minutes away on a good run, up to 2 hours. On a Saturday, the traffic around the Heathrow side of the M25 is pretty awful. We'd have to leave quite early to avoid that. Why aren't we moving to Southampton? I don't know. Why aren't we moving? You can't see Portsmouth, but Portsmouth's just down here. Reading's even an option, that's a bit closer. I don't understand. I mean, it could be that we can't be playing, there can't be two Premier League teams playing in the same stadium. It could be that the rent for Southampton's too high. I think we're paying about 200k a year to play at Luton. So we should make a pretty decent profit, assuming we are able to take revenue from that stadium. I don't know. It's a real blow, because I'd have rather us decide to expand the stadium whilst in the Championship, play our Championship games at Luton, and then first season in the Premier League, yes, we're playing in a brand spanking new plumbing park, all improved, etc. So this is really annoying. It's really, because we're based in Winchester. We train in, our training grounds here, it's at Plumbing Park, all the facilities, etc. And we can't play at Plumbing Park because it's not big enough for the Premier League. I get that, but having to play at Luton just seems ludicrous to me. I'd rather play, you know, one of the London teams. So I went to the board again, and I saw the option to build a new stadium. So I thought, great, we can't expand Plumbing Park. It's not allowing me to expand Plumbing Park, even though we had the ability to expand to 25,000. I set that up on the editor before starting this series. Plumbing Park started at a very low capacity, but had the growth available for it. But it's not allowed me to do that. So we are going to be moving stadium. We're going to build a new stadium. The problem is, apparently it's going to take 2 years to just sort out the planning. And then God knows how long after that it's going to take to build, like a year or two. I don't know. Stadiums can go up fairly quickly, I suppose, especially the smaller ones. But it's really frustrating, because it does mean that I presume we're going to be playing at Luton until this stadium is built. As you can see here, there's literally just nothing, no plans yet. Apparently it could be 13,000 seater, and that's about it. It'll obviously comply with Premier League standards. But we're going to be waiting a long time, and that's really annoying. Really annoying. So in some ways this is good news. It's exciting. We're having a new stadium. It might be named after me. It might be named after Mark Ball, two legends. Could be named after Jack Young from the previous series, I think. Hopefully it'll be named either after me or Mark Ball. That would be exciting. I don't know if we get the option. I don't know if we get to choose from two options. That would be nice. I don't think that's the case. So yeah, good news, bad news. Overall I'm pretty deflated about it, because we're going to be playing Premier League football in Luton. No offence to Luton, but we're from Winchester. We deserve to be playing in Winchester. So let me know your thoughts about that. There's nothing I can do about it. Even if I used the in-game editor or downloaded the FM Scout editor, I don't think there'll be a way around this. I think we're going to have to play at Luton Town Stadium. So that's where we're at. I'm afraid that's the news. But the rest of this video, I'm going to go through a little bit of pre-season. I've already played quite a bit. We're up to the 8th of July, about to play our first pre-season game, which I will show you at the start of this episode. I'll then probably just show you some of the goals as I progress through pre-season. But you can see here the Premier League table. I'll have a look at this in more detail for the next episode, because some of you probably don't want to watch pre-season. You'll probably skip to the next episode. But just to show you where we're predicted to finish, of course we're predicted to finish bottom, only 800 to 1 to win the league. That's not too bad. I mean, I'd expect it to be much lower than that, but there we go. The team looks a bit different. There's been a few signings, but there's some very weak areas at the moment. I still need to replace Luna as our top striker alongside Mark Ball. There's a few options that possibly coming into the team. In fact, I'll show it this, it's easier to see. David Okoye is now our third choice goalkeeper, because we have brought in a new goalkeeper. We've replaced the fullbacks. Vitor is back on loan. That's big news. Once again, I will go through all the signings in the next episode as well. But for those of you watching this video, of course, I need to introduce some of those players. The first player to come in pre-season, Adrian Smith, a goalkeeper from Newcastle. £1.9 million, was their second choice really, but his quality is so much better than Bayliss. Look, he's, according to my coach, who is it? Fitness coach. Why do we don't want him? Goalkeeping coach. He's a 4-star current ability goalkeeper. Bayliss is only 2.5. David Okoye is 1.5. So he is clearly a superior goalkeeper. There's some high numbers there. There really are. So I'm looking forward to seeing him play. He's experienced as well. He's 27. Not played a huge amount of football, but he is good. Next player coming in is actually from Australia. He's English, but he's been playing over in Australia after leaving Southampton a few years ago. Bit of a gamble. Don't know whether he'll step up to the Premier League. He's a right winger. Similar ability to Cochrane. Coming in for £1.2 million. We have broken our transfer record a few times, by the way. Adrian Smith broke it initially with £1.9 million, but we have broke it since then. We've spent 11 million so far, but we've still got some money left. Next up is Regen Rovers, who is Portuguese. Left back, £1.3 million. Been playing in the top flight in Portugal. Not very good ratings, but I've had to gamble. I can't sign the real top quality players. We can't pay huge amounts of wages, although the wages have increased quite significantly. If we just look at this, the highest earner, 22k a week. We've given Mark Ball a new contract, Matteo a new contract. They're all both earning 20k a week. Howard Flanagan's on a new contract. So there's a lot more money being spent, but we're still paying under our new wage budget. I have increased that slightly. We've got £13 million left in the bank. We were spending about 120k a week on wages last year, so it really has significantly gone up, but we have to. We're in the Premier League now. We need to be spending money. Next up is another left back, Raymond Kuz, who I think will be my first choice left back. I really like the look of him. He's been playing in the Croatian Premier League with very good ratings. He's been capped at under 21 level for Croatia. Hasn't played for them since getting over that age bracket, but I like the look of him. He's got very good long throws. He's easily the best left back we've ever signed at the club, although you might think differently because we have signed a few in that position. Next up is Srđan Savić, Serbian international. He's got 1 cap for Serbia, lots of under 21 caps as well. He's still fairly young. He's 23. He's been playing in the Serbian Superliga. Good average ratings. Now you might be wondering how I found these players. Basically, the last couple of years I've spent money on scouting. We've scouted the world. We've scouted, the youth package has been world as well. So we've been going out and about and looking for players, and I'm basically just looking at these players that my scouts have discovered. So I'm not just sort of searching randomly and manually for players. It is proper scouting going on. And I like the look of Savić. He's the best right back we've ever signed. Next up is Deratic, another Serbian, 21 years old. We've scouted that corner of Europe quite significantly. He's played a couple seasons in the Superliga as well. He's going to be a backup midfielder, I think, behind Ramirez and Flanagan, but he's a very good option to have, and he's young as well, so will improve. Now, our most expensive signing ever. Now, I actually delayed this transfer by a week, because he's a left back as well. We don't need 3 left backs. I know we now no longer have Kay on loan. What's happened to Henry actually? Have we still got? What's happened to Henry? That is a good question. We still have Ian Henry. So yeah, in fact we haven't. Yeah, we have. Have we signed 3 left? Ray Henriques is a right back. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up. Henriques is a right back. I might have said left back earlier. I can't remember what I said. Yes, he's going to be our backup right back. I thought I'd signed 2 right backs. I was like, where's the other right back? He's going to be fighting for first place at right back with Savić, but I think I prefer Savic. So we've signed Kuz and Shriver as left back, but we've also got Henry as a backup. But my thinking is Shriver, not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Jerry, is it Jerry or was it even Gary? I don't know. He's Dutch. He's played for the Dutch under-21s. My thinking is he's going to be our left midfielder because I've literally not been able to find anyone to come in at left midfield to replace Savic. I can't be playing Mark Doran in the Premier League. He's just not good enough. But then again, Shriver's not exactly a left winger either, but he's well-rounded and I think he can do a job there. It's a blow to Savic going over to America. It's a blow Luna leaving as well because I've struggled to find strikers that want to come. I've tried to loan really top quality strikers from, for example, Barcelona. I tried to go for Zeus. A lot of people were saying I should sign Zeus. He was on loan at Leeds last year from Wolves. The problem is I put a bid in and they negotiated. They want £123 million for him. 123. It is ridiculous. So obviously he's off the cards. I tried to then put in a loan bid and they rejected it. I've tried to loan various strikers. All of them are just a bit too good for us, really. But it was just sort of a cheeky loan bid, hoping that one of them would join. But we've had bids accepted. I've currently got this lad about to join, but I've delayed the transfer because I'm not sure. He's played in Serie B and Serie C in Italy. He scored goals. He's a goal scorer at that level. I just don't think he's good enough for the Premier League. He's actually played in Scotland as well. He started his career in Scotland, strangely enough. I love the name, but I don't know. This lad is coming in. He's a 19-year-old. He's going to be a backup. He's going to be one for the future, maybe a couple seasons' time. Russian under-21 international. I like the look of him. Could turn into a decent player. Other players possibly coming in up front. Alan Stewart on a free transfer. And although he's a free transfer, the contract would be expensive as a result, and all the signing on fees, etc. There's also Marko Kavcic, a Slovenian international from Maribor, who I like the look of. He might be my first choice. So if I sign those two, or one of those two, I'm not sure I'll bring Benelli in, because he wants to be a key player, and I don't think I could make him a key player with Mark Ball. Mark Ball has to start at front. He just has to. Anyway, that's the transfers so far. That's what's been going on. There might be some more transfers during this video, but first of all, I'm going to show you the first pre-season game of the season. This is the team I'm putting out. Some new players coming in. Savic, Kuz, new goalkeeper Adrian Smith, Michael Boyd, Shriver playing. Unfortunately, we're going to have to play Andy Oliver up front. No offence to him, but he's certainly not good enough for the Premier League. He wasn't good enough for the Championship. It was a cup competition player for us last year. Let's get on with this then. We're actually on tour. I forgot to mention, we're in Portugal. We're in the Algarve, having a nice time in the sun, loving life. They deserve to have their first ever European tour after getting promoted to the Premier League. We almost went on tour previously, but I don't know what happened. I'm pretty sure I selected the Algarve to go on tour before, and it just never happened. But this time it has, and having a nice time. We're going to be taking on Portimonense, who I obviously managed on FM18. Those of you that watched it will hopefully remember. That was quite an enjoyable save, wasn't it? But first of all, we're taking on GDR Portugal. Almost GDPR, some sort of data protection thing. But it's not. It's nice they got Portugal in the name, so I can remember where I am. That's useful, isn't it? We get to see some of the new players. I feel like we should go attacking, because I am playing the home tactic, but we should be the better team, I think, in this one. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, what this team... I think I chose a fairly easy team stuff. What is Flanagan doing getting a yellow already? 26 seconds into pre-season. First highlight of the game then. And GDR Portugal having a bit of possession. Oh no, I don't want it on extended in pre-season. For the games I'm going to show you, I'll put it on key, because you don't want to see really long pre-season games. But for me, tactically, to be honest, I'm happy with the tactic. I'm happy with using this tactic in the Premier League. If it goes completely pear-shaped, then I think I'll have to change things. We might have to go a bit defensive. But that's not the Regen Rovers way, is it? Look at Ramirez go, Mark Ball! Hits the post! We're on the attack still. Here's Kuz, charging into the box. Does really well, and Mark Ball scores this time. Lovely stuff from our new left-back, Raymond Kuz. Is it Kuz or Cuz? I don't know. I'm going with Kuz for the time being. Sure, some people will correct me at some point, and by that point it'll be too late. Could just call him Raymond, but it's actually Rajmond if you look at it sort of phonetically in English, but he's not English, of course. He is... Where's he from again? It's from Croatia. That's a decent start to pre-season so far. 17 minutes in. Can't speak too soon, can I? Raining here in Portugal. We go to Algarve to enjoy the sun and it's raining. Typical. They're just being patient here, aren't they? Neto back to Velga. A player called Neto is going to be good. Just guarantee it. It's pumped up the pitch. Matteo heads away. Here's Ramirez. Nice ball out wide to our new right winger, Boyd. Crosses it in, and that's headed in by Andy Oliver. It was a very slow header, but it found the back of the net. Nice stuff from Boyd. Been in Australia a few years, playing at a lower level of football, let's be honest. Having a nice time out there. He's come back to England, and well, he's actually playing in Portugal right now. He's used to the heat, isn't he? It's a decent cross in. It was a really slow motion header. Here's a corner. Boyd to take it. We've dominated this game so far. Vitor heads on. Mark ball. Oh, we've scored again. I'm just looking at an email. Another corner. We're deadly from corners by the looks of it. Koo's head. Oh, it's off the post. This is easy, isn't it? This is nice. A good confidence booster to start pre-season. Flanagan makes it 5. I don't even know which level this team plays at, to be honest. They've got a decent sized stadium. Is this their stadium or is this... They might be playing at someone else's stadium, I suppose. Ramirez crosses it in. Flanagan. I suppose we're in the Algarve. We're not necessarily playing a team from the Algarve. Oh, that's clipped the post, but I assume we are. The team I've put out is currently my first choice team right now, but obviously I want to improve it. Ideally I do want to find a really good left winger. There's just no one available. It's really weird. And up front, obviously I want to bring in another striker. But other than that, I don't think there's going to be a huge amount of change. So it's good to give this first choice team a run out. I will make some subs though to give some other players a run out. Here's Shriver. Into Flanagan. Howard Flanagan to Boyd. Boyd does well. Oh, smashes it home. Great goal. And I guess we'll bring Doran on. Left midfield. Here we go. Oh, another one. It's Mark Ball with a hat-trick. Oh, is it going to be another Delfonso? Over. This is ridiculous. It's too easy, isn't it? They've literally done nothing in this game. I don't know whether we've learned anything. I don't think we have learned it. This is literally a confidence booster. It's nice to see some goals as well, isn't it? It's always nice to see some goals. Cochrane gets one. We do have a few tougher challenges, I think, in pre-season, which will hopefully prepare us for the Premier League. But I do tend to like to play a few easy teams just to boost, in particular, the striker's confidence going into a new season. Here's another corner, crossed in, headed over, knocked away. Doran, that's poor. Maybe they're going to have an opportunity here, or maybe not. Dick steps in, and we go again. 10 minutes to go. Can we get another? We've had 35 shots. We've not even created a clear-cut chance. We've had 6 half chances. Oh, here we go, Oliver. That was a dreadful header, but we might have another opportunity here. Cochrane round the back, off the bar. Bayliss pumps it up the pitch. Delfonso heads on. Here's Oliver. Oliver's through. Andy Oliver. There we go again. 9. Oh, Doran. Lovely goal. 10-0. Cochrane crossed it in. And Doran volleys home. I think this is the most dominant performance we've ever had. There's been a couple of really big pre-season wins. But I can't remember there being a time where the opposition didn't have a single shot. Here goes Cochrane again. Crossing it in, headed away, knocked away. And they're looking to build. Are they looking to build? I don't know. They're just pumping it, aren't they? Hoping for the best. I don't think they have anyone up front. Well, apparently they do, but they've done nothing. Here's Delfonso, looking to make it 11. Mark ball out wide to Cochrane. He's caused carnage since coming on. Back to Henriques. Crossed in again. Oliver gets his hat-trick. And that will be the final whistle. 43 shots to their 0. It finishes 11-0. Hilarious. Some good news. We are signing a left winger. I kind of forgotten about this transfer, to be honest. But yeah, Jesus Nunes or Jesus Nunes. What should we call him? Jesus? I suppose we could just call him Jesus. Or Jesus. But he's a left winger. He can't really play left midfield. That's the issue. So we either need to sort of push our player, this up a bit, or we just sort of train him to be a left midfielder, but that might restrict his attacking qualities a bit. He's very good at dribbling. His technique, I mean, he's a technical Spaniard, essentially, and he's going to be on the highest wage, 40 grand a week. But we're only signing him for 1.4 million from Barcelona. He's been playing for their B team for a number of years, as you can see. They signed him for 10 million. He has played in La Liga, but it was a long time ago. He's now 25. He needs to be playing at the top level, and I really hope. I mean, this is a gamble. It really is a gamble, but I hope he can do it for us because he's going to be on a lot of money. And another player we're signing is a centre back, a Portuguese centre back. He's going to be our third choice centre back, I believe, behind. I didn't even scout this guy. I just found him. Yeah, he's going to be behind Matteo and Vitor. He's 29. He's got experience. He's played in the MLS for a number of years before moving to Portugal on a free transfer. Moved around 2 different teams. But yeah, he's old for us anyway. He's old for us. He's 29, but he's just got that experience. So yeah, I'm pleased to be signing these 2 guys. Ribeiro's contract is much smaller, and another one, the Russian youngster I showed you already. He's going to be signing as well, which is good news. And he'll probably be, well, currently he'll be second choice striker until we get someone else in. So we've signed a lot of Europeans, haven't we? I mean, we've signed a couple English lads, Adrian Smith and Boyd, but the rest of them from interesting European countries. Ribeiro has been confirmed. Nikita, I think we're going to have to call it Nedilov. Nedilov? I mean, the G is probably silent, a bit like Nasser and Nipper from the Beano. Can't be it must be Nezdilov. Nezdilov, that's quite a nice name actually. And Jesus Nunes, I think Nunes. We'll go with Nunes. That's nice. We'll call him Nunes. Maybe not quite as good as I hoped he would be, but he's got some quality. He's got something about him. Oh, Sean Lawler from Liverpool has agreed to sign on loan. I like the look of this chap. He's young, he's 19, he's hungry, he's fast, he's got dribbling and finishing ability, he's got vision as well, which is useful. He could play as a deep line forward for us, I think, which is what I wanted to play originally, rather than going with 2 advanced forwards. I think we've got to sign this guy. He scored a few goals in League One last year, which isn't a good sign really, stepping up to the Premier League. But if we compare him with Mark Ball, I don't think there's a huge amount of difference here, looking at them. He's better at dribbling, he's got the same finishing, he's worse at composure. Off the ball, slightly worse. So Mark Ball maybe he knows where the goal is a bit better and he's got better technique. But Lawler adds something else to our team, doesn't he? Physically slightly better, mentally he's better at different things. Same technically as well. Overall technically he is better, isn't he? So yeah, I think we've got to go with him. The Italian lads, I might cancel that transfer. In amongst all the drama of what's been going on, I've forgotten to tell you about players that have left the club. And the most notable of all is Agu. Our second all-time top goal scorer has decided to leave. I did offer him a new contract, but he didn't want to sign. So he's going to look elsewhere for a new club. He's 28 now. What a legend. I did pay tribute to him in my Revelations video, but he was magnificent, and he was 1 goal away from scoring 100 league goals for the club. He scored 120 odd goals in all competitions. He scored every single season apart from that first year when he joined, played 3 sub appearances. Yeah, scored in the Hampshire Senior Cup last year, of course, twice in fact. So it's a real shame to see him go. Ryan Curtis has also left the club. I thought it was probably best to leave him, and he was magnificent for the first 2 seasons, getting us promoted from League 2 to League 1 and then to the Championship, where he did alright in that first year. Since then was just a bit part player. So yeah, thanks Ryan for your contribution. And I think there's a few other players. I will have put them on Twitter, I hope. I should have done. So there wasn't a huge number of players leaving this summer, to be fair. We've still got Rutherford, by the way. He's in the under-23s. He's still here. Perry Miles has dropped to the under-23s. I gave him a new contract just because he's one of our own. He deserves that. Fawkes and Ray Rigg are still at the club. They've decided not to leave, even though they've not been paid by us for years. Oh yeah, Serenity. He's still here. Our youngster with quite a bit of potential. I've moved him to the first team. I want him to play sort of League Cup, Hampshire Senior Cup, etc. And, start those matches, preferably. So I just played my second friendly, and we beat Portimonense 2-0. Nezdilov scored on his debut. It was non-competitive debut, of course, but yeah, that's good, isn't it? I played Nunes, he played well, got an assist. Let's have a look at the 2 goals. This was the first one then. from Nezdilov, our Russian 19-year-old. Hoping for big things from him. Probably not this season, but maybe in a couple years. That would be nice. Lovely cross from Boyd, getting another. He's been pressed. I can't spit my words out. He's been impressive. And this was the second one. Nunes with the assist for this one. Into the box, lovely cross actually, and Oliver gets another goal. So I feel like this is the squad for this season. I don't think there's going to be any more additions. Striker-wise, I don't think there's any point signing Benelli. Alan Stewart is better, and so's Kavcic. Are they going to come in? I don't know. I'll probably only sign one of them. Alan Stewart, £0, but 30k a week. Kavcic, 775k, 25k a week, but he's younger, has more potential, and I think there's something interesting about him. He's a set-piece specialist as well, which always helps. Alan Stewart, who's the better player out of those two? The problem with Alan Stewart is his history is not good. The most games he's ever played in one season was 5 seasons ago now for Fulham in the Championship, where he had a good season, good average rating. Following year, he just dropped off. He had played well, but didn't play many games, and ever since then he's played some Premier League football, but off the bench, 1 sub appearance last year. There's just nothing there. He's not played enough football to really warrant coming in. I don't know. Whereas Kavcic, although he's young, and I know it's the Slovenian league, he's scored goals. 17 goals in his first full season, really. 16 the following year. 15 last year. Got worse every year, technically. But his average ratings are outstanding, especially the last 2 seasons. So, yeah. And we know how overpowered free kicks are on this game. He's capped for Slovenia. He's fast. He's got some flair and technique. Something about him. And his finishing composure and off the ball are average, really, for a striker. But he can play as a deep line forward, I reckon. Apparently he can't. Apparently he's an advanced forward. But I just think he could easily suit being although his passing and vision is not the best, is it? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, maybe that's it. Passing and vision of Stewart's slightly better, but he's slower. He's not really slow. Oh, this is a hard decision, actually. To be fair, they both might reject me. We need to find out, don't we? Stewart has agreed to sign 5-year contract, 30k a week. Pretty much all the players have signed wanted minimum fee release clauses when we're relegated, or for Champions League, continental or European clubs, etc. So that's fine. Sell-on fee percentage 10%. Loyalty bonus is expensive. There's no signing on fee. No. That's interesting. Surprised about that. Although 275k will be deducted. I suppose that's for the agent fee. Maybe it's not showing the agent and signing on fee, actually. This is a real gamble. He looks good, and looking at him, he's better than Mark Paul. I could sign both, but then we're going to have so many strikers. I guess I could loan out the Russian. I could loan out Andy Oliver. I feel like he's a free transfer. We've got money to spend on wages, haven't we? How much we got left? Yeah, we've got enough. More than enough. So, yeah, I'm going to go for it. We're signing another striker. So, looking at him, I think Mark Ball's unhappy, actually. I've just seen. Stewart and Lawler are better than Mark Ball on paper, according to my sister. But Mark Ball has the history. He's our legend. He's our captain. He's incredible. He scores goals. He will be #1 striker. He has to be. But I do need to speak to Ball. He's fine. He's happy. He's completely fine about it. But we've got a plethora, is that how it's pronounced? Plethora of strikers. Andy Oliver will have to drop to the under-23s. He's had a great pre-season, to be fair to him, but he has to drop to the under-23s. I don't like having more players on this list than he's put. In fact, that's because I've got the... Oh, no, I don't. Perry Miles is going to drop to the under-23s. I think... Oh, he already has been. It's because he's been selected to play. That's what's happened there. That's better. That's more manageable for me. And now Kavcic has been agreed. Oh dear. Now this is a more expensive one. £775k in compensation, plus £1.7 million being deducted. He looks good, but will he play? He's young, but look at all that money. But then he's got a really high minimum fee release clause. We could just sign him for that simple reason. It's a 5-year contract. It's a hell of a lot of money being spent here on this contract. I feel like I'll regret it if I don't sign him. He can play on the wing as well. Oh, we've got so many players. I've gone crazy. I've gone crazy. We could play 3 up front. I'm doing it though. I'm doing it. But I feel like I'm gonna loan out Nezdilov for a season. Make sure he's a key player and playing up front. I think that's the most sensible thing to do here. Loan offers made. Oh, that's good. So let's have a look, see what the best one is. I think it's going back to Russia though, by the looks of it. So just an update on transfers then. Millions of strikers signed. We've spent £13.25 million. Our most expensive signing, ironically, probably won't be a first choice player, because now we've got Nunes on the left wing, and I think Kuz is better than Shriver at left back. So our £4 million signing from Leeds is probably going to be on the bench. These are not Premier League signings, are they? Look at all those individual prices. But there's some bargains in there. There's some great free transfers. There's a couple good loans, of course. Vitor back on loan, and Lawler, but he's probably going to be like 4th choice now. So with all the new signings, I thought it made sense to show you this pre-season game against Benfica B team. So there's been some changes to the team. I'm rotating a bit as well. We've brought Henriques and Shriver in at the fullbacks positions. Ribeiro is in centre-back. He's going to actually captain the team today. Deratic in midfield with Nunes on the left, and Stewart and Kavcic up front. Cochrane's come into the team on the right as well. And I've made one tactical change. Stewart is playing as the deep line forward. Kavcic is the advanced forward. I mean, 2 advanced forwards could work. It generally has worked for us, so I might go with that anyway. But I just want to test Stewart as a deep line forward, see if that makes a difference to our overall play. And maybe when we're playing away from home, that might be a better option. Also in the Premier League, we might need an extra man helping out in midfield every now and then. First highlight of the game, Shriver to take it, long throw into the box. Stewart heads on, back to Deratic, does well, pokes it to Stewart, tackled, but Nunes hits it, it's blocked, and it's back as far as Henriques into Cochrane, and that's blocked, and Stewart hits it wide. Corner, this is where I've been deadly, and Kavcic specialises at corners and free kicks, remember, and somehow Meteo heads it against the crossbar from about a yard out. How did he miss that? There's Nunes. Nunes crosses it in, open chance, and there we go, Stewart, Cochrane, one winger to the other. I like the look of Nunes. It's a very different looking team now, isn't it? A lot of Championship players missing out, but that's just the way it is. Mark Ball will play. He has to. Oh, what a goal from Deratic. What a goal. 2-0 at half-time. That's pleasing. Nunes looking complacent. I will bring on Doran, give him a run out. He's going to have to be our second choice left winger this year. Not being able to find anyone else. Stewart. It's not working for him. It's a deep line. I'm going to just play him as an advanced forward. Maybe I should just play two advanced forwards. Flanagan's going to come out for Bilbo. Give him a run out. We've still got Bilbo. We've still got Delfonso. Lots of options. We need a bigger squad for the Premier League. I know there's actually less games, but I just think we'll need to rotate, I think, because we're going to struggle. We will struggle this season. And I need lots of options to try and create a formula that works, I think. There might be some very unhappy players come the end of the season because they might not have played enough football, but it's just the way it is. And we've got players that we can now sell as assets and make some money from. Oh, Passmore's left as well. I forgot to say that. Passmore's gone. Lucas Long's gone. I've put these on Twitter. I should have done anyway. I forgot to make subs. Oh, that's annoying. I need to give a run out to some of these players, but I forgot. I'm an idiot. There we go. Just make the changes right at the death. Can we get another goal? It's been a comfortable victory for us. Well, it should be anyway, unless we throw it away at the end here. Played some nice foot. I mean, Benfica B team will be fairly good. Lots of good youngsters, I'm sure. What a tackle from Savic. That was unbelievable. Here's Mark Ball just onto the pitch. Fresh legs. Look at him go. Look at him go. Great tackle in the end. Boyd's going to take the corner. It's whipped in and headed into the hands of Samiro in goal. Free kick right at the death. Ribeiro, the next centre-back to try and take Vitor and Mateo have taken free kicks for us. Now Ribeiro's having a go. Lawler's not playing, the guy on loan from Liverpool, because he's on international duty, by the way. Wow, it's been a great start to pre-season. And to be honest, I think I'll leave it there, because I don't think there's going to be any more transfers. That is the fault. I mean, there's a hell of a lot of transfers, isn't there? But I don't think there's going to be any more. If there are, you'll be introduced to them in the next episode. I'll introduce everyone in the next episode. for those that haven't watched today's video. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the Premier League season. We've got a big squad. Very big squad, really. If you look at our under-23s and under-18s, so it's tiny. All the players are in the first team squad, essentially. Lots of choice up front. I'll try and loan out Nezdilov for this season anyway. There might, I mean, maybe Delfonso should be loaned out. I don't know. Not really sure why I give him another contract. Not really good enough, is he, for the Premier League? But I think I've got 2 decent players everywhere, apart from left wing. But the key points today is we're going to be playing at Luton Town Stadium this year, which is a real blow. Decent sized stadium, 16,269. It is a new stadium, in fact. It's built only 5 years ago. So we're not playing at the old stadium, for those of you wondering. We are playing at the new stadium that was built 5 seasons ago. 201k per year spent on that stadium. And we're currently planning for a new stadium. I mean, we're training at Plumbing Park still, but it's going to take 2 years to just plan the new stadium, and then another probably year or 2 to build it. So it's a long time until we can play back in Winchester. It's a blow, but we'll just have to deal with it. But we'll end it there. Thank you for watching this pre-season special. I didn't show you all the pre-season, but you've seen a lot of signings coming in. Until next time, enjoy FM19, enjoy the rest of your day. See you very soon.